I'm writing this because I can't confront the people who hurt me. Some are gone. Some I'll never see again. But the weight's still here, and this is how I carry it now. Through words, through memories, through this channel. For anyone still quiet, I hope these echoes remind you your voice still lives here. Chapter 1. You're so mature for your age. That's what they used to say. Maybe that's why I hate my name. Maybe that's why I hate compliments, hugs, and people. I act tough, I roll my eyes. I joke too hard, but my heart pounds like it's still hiding, behind closed doors. They said I was so mature, but they didn't mean wise. They meant broken. They meant silent. They meant I knew better than to cry when I needed to. They meant I could take it. I grew up in a house where survival was louder than love. My mom had me at 16. My dad was 26. She was hit, and I was told to be quiet.
The lights,
but
the cold
quiet
air,
never
the
really
smell of
saved
tamales
us.
in the kitchen.
I used to think Christmas was beautiful. For a little while, I thought magic could live in our apartment too. But magic does not scream. Ask me what I got for Christmas, I honestly don't remember. There was no such thing as a holiday, no special occasions. And if there was, it was only an excuse to chug a beer and shot of tequila. Just another night in our house, the kind that ends in silence and tears. Fear has no calendar. Sometimes it would show up in the middle of dinner, sometimes in the summer. I can recall a morning, one that often replays in my head. We were at the grocery store, and we had originally shown up with Dad, but he had stayed behind outside the whole time with his mistress. My mother didn't say a word. She flagged a taxi and we left. I always wonder what went through his head.
How dare she leave me?
I can still hear the old van outside. Then my mom's voice.
Vete para afuera con tus hermanos. No entres.
So I did. I usually listened and stayed, but not that time. I walked my siblings next door to the neighbors. Then I went back. She was on the floor, moving around like a worm, her voice echoing between the walls. My dad was over her, and when our eyes met, something inside me snapped. I went for the knife, but I didn't make it. He got to me first. I wasn't trying to be brave. I just couldn't leave her. But that's what they called it, bravery, maturity, strength. And the ones who said it, some were strangers, some were teachers, some were the people who made me feel like I found a home. A friend, a dad, a mother, just for a split second. But they didn't see the chaos, just the way I smiled through it. And they called that maturity, just the kind they cheer for. Because strong girls make the pain look pretty. They didn't know what happened behind closed doors. They just saw how I laughed, how I showed up, how I never asked for help. And they fucking clapped at it. They called it strength. But it was just survival. A survival that came with a cost. Being mature didn't mean I didn't want love. It meant I learned not to ask for it. Now I have a husband who sees me. And I hate that I still grieve. I throw tantrums, I cry ugly, I scream about the same thoughts I swore I buried. And still he stays. I'm not mentally mature. I'm just surviving well in a world that keeps telling me I should be okay by now. Sometimes I want to feel pain. Not the kind that ends things. The kind that makes the chaos inside feel earned. I don't do it, but I imagine it more often than I want to admit. And that's the part no one talks about. And that's real. I am not fixed. I am not fully healed, but I am here. Not the kind that makes you wise, just the kind they romanticize, so they can clap for the strong girl and forget the fucked up parts. I'm growing in silence, in sweat, in screams, in scarred memories, and still I love. And I'm loved, even if my mind feels alone. Even when my house is spotless and I'm still scared. Scared my husband will be home and get mad because the house is still dirty, even though he is the sweetest in the world. Even when I don't know if I'm smiling before the joy or after the pressure, I am here. And that's enough. I didn't need your house rules. I didn't need your lessons. I didn't need your fucking comments about my maturity. I needed to be a kid, and I wasn't. And I'm grieving that. My therapist once told me, "You're so used to the abuse that now that you have it good, you beat yourself." And I didn't even flinch, because deep down, I already knew. When things are peaceful, I panic. When no one's yelling, my body still braces. When my husband holds me gently, I sometimes feel like I'm going to cry. Not because I'm sad, but because my brain doesn't know how to let that kind of love in. I live in a home that's full of comfort, but sometimes I still feel like I'm trapped in someone else's bad dream. I get defensive when I don't need to. I shut down when I should speak up. I assume I'm in trouble, even when I'm not. Because trauma isn't just about what happened. It is about how your body decided to survive. And mine, it made enemies out of quiet moments. It made good feel like a setup. I was diagnosed with bipolar and PTSD at 24. And when they told me, I almost laughed. Not because it wasn't true, but because I felt like I had finally been seen. This wasn't just sadness. This wasn't just mood swings. This was a war zone that had followed me long after I left the battlefield. So yeah, I beat myself now, because the version of me who used to get yelled at, hit, molested, ignored, she believed she deserved it. And sometimes she still lives here, in my mirror, in my marriage, in my panic. But I'm learning to tell her, "You're safe now, you're safe now, you're safe now." Thank you for staying until the end. This timeline is something I'm still working through. Writing and remembering takes a lot out of me, but every story brings me closer to peace. I hope you like, comment, or subscribe and come back for chapter 2.